OpenAI will offer free ChatGPT users unlimited access to GPT-5. Google will use machine learning to try and tell if a user is under 18. And Jeff Minter is back with a remake of the 80s arcade curio, iRobot. It's Thursday, February 13th, and this is Engadget News. OpenAI's upcoming GPT-5 release will integrate its O3 reasoning model and be available to free users. Sam Altman said the company is also working to simplify how users interact with ChatGPT. In its current iteration, forcing ChatGPT to use a specific model, such as O3 Mini, involves either tapping the Reason button in the prompt bar or one of the options present in the model picker, which appears after the chatbot answers a question. If you pay for ChatGPT Plus or Pro, that drop-down menu can get pretty long, with multiple models and intelligence settings to choose from. As for the company's roadmap, Altman says GPT 4.5 will be OpenAI's last non-chain thought model, meaning everything that comes after will feature the capability to solve problems by breaking them down into a series of intermediate steps. Following the release of GPT 4.5, OpenAI's primary goal is to unify O-series models and GPT-series models by creating systems that can use all their tools, knowing when to think for a long time or not, and generally be useful for a wide range of tasks. Looking ahead to GPT-5, Altman said that OpenAI will release the model as a system that integrates a lot of their technology, including O3 and its recently released Deep Research feature. In a change of plans, OpenAI will not release O3 as a standalone model. Previously, Altman had said the new system would arrive shortly after O3 Mini, which OpenAI made available for public use at the end of last month. Once GPT-5 arrives, OpenAI plans to offer free users unlimited access to the model, subject to abuse thresholds, at the standard intelligence setting. Plus users will get to run GPT-5 at a higher level of intelligence, while Pro users will get to run the model at an even higher level of intelligence. Altman did not provide an exact timeline for either GPT 4.5 or GPT-5, other than to say they would arrive within weeks or months. Google will start testing a feature this year that uses machine learning to weed out children trying to access adult content on YouTube. The machine learning-based age estimation model will try to predict whether a user is under 18 and, if so, apply appropriate age filter settings to their account. The announcement came amid a flurry of Google child safety announcements as the U.S. Senate considers a bill that would ban preteens from social media. A YouTube spokesperson clarified to Engadget that the model will make its predictions using data like the types of info the person searches for, the categories of videos they watch, and the age of their accounts. For example, if someone frequently searches for info about mortgage lending or taxes, that probably points to the person being over 18. Ditto for an account that's over 20 years old. If the ML model predicts that someone is underage, YouTube will apply its standard protections to deliver a more age-appropriate experience. Of course, the platform blocks explicit and otherwise age-restricted videos from under 18 users. Google's underage restrictions also include its Safe Search filter, which, as its name suggests, blocks explicit content from search results. YouTube told Engadget it will begin testing the filtration tool by the end of this year, and the platform plans to roll it out globally in 2026. We don't know yet where else the new ML feature might pop up. Google isn't alone in trialing such a moderation feature. Last year, Meta said it would use an adult classifier tool to identify underage Instagram users posing as adults. Iconic game designer Jeff Minter is back with another modern take on a long-forgotten Atari title. Mentor has turned his psychedelic eye toward the 1984 arcade cabinet iRobot. His version ups the visuals and takes serious liberties with the original design, adopting techno music and some new game modes. The original iRobot was a flop, despite being made by Dave Thurer, the guy behind Missile Command and Tempest. Now, maybe it was just ahead of its time. After all, it was the first commercial video game to use real-time, flat-shaded 3D polygon graphics. The game came out a full 8 years before Sega's Virtua Racing and more than a decade before the PlayStation and N64 brought 3D gaming into the mainstream. The original title had players control a robot as it jumped around mazes to flip the color of tiles and shoot enemies. There was also a giant eyeball that had to be avoided at all costs. Mentor's version keeps the core gameplay mechanic, but increases the speed and incorporates new gameplay elements. For instance, there are new tube shooter levels and an exploration mode called Ungame. It looks pretty nifty. Mentor's version of iRobot will be released this spring on pretty much every platform. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Igor Bonifasic, Will Shanklin, and Lawrence Bonk, and was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.